and welcome to my kitchen. Tonight for dinner I am making pasta shells, which is one of his favorites. Yeah? And to start, I'm going to show you how to make the easiest marinara sauce. Seriously, just let your stovetop do all the work.
Are you going to say hi? You say hi to the people? Hi to the people. Hello, hello.
He's staring at himself. Okay, so for any good shell recipe, you're going to start off with your sauce. And my classic sauce that I'm going to be making today is a simple marinara. So all you need is a can of whole tomatoes, 1 onion. I'm going to use 5 garlic cloves. You need a little bit of olive oil and also a touch of salt and some oregano. And there is my son. Again, a little guest star. So the next step is the onion. And as you can see, I just cut it in half and threw it in the pot. And next you have your garlic. I'm using 5 cloves, as you can see. I get the pre-peeled garlic. And then you just throw your cloves in there as well. Put a little bit of olive oil in there. Go out like a tablespoon because that just helps marry everything together. A little bit of salt. Oregano. Use some oregano too. Helps flavor the sauce. I'm just using dried oregano. To throw that in there. And I'm going to drop a bay leaf in there as well. Okay. And the reason it looks like this is because it's going to cook for about an hour on the stove. And I know it's ready to get smashed up. And I know because I'm going to take my wooden spoon here. I can just go right through that onion. And that's how I know it's soft enough that I can go ahead and smush it all up. So I'm not going to use a spoon for this. I'm going to use my handy masher here. And I'm just going, first things first, you're going to want to take out your bay leaf because there's no reason for you to smash that up in there. That was just to add some earthiness. Okay, so go ahead and really just get it in there. It looks like this. And it really kind of helps sauces like this. It's okay, we're done. See, Mama's done. But I went ahead and blended it till it's a little bit chunky, but it still is pretty much emulsified. Hang on, buddy. Hang on, honey. And I also have some ground pork that I went ahead and I browned and I seasoned with onion powder, garlic powder, oregano, salt, and black pepper. It's kind of what I would do to kind of just reflect the flavors in the sauce in the pork. And of course, because you're blending it, you're emulsifying it, I didn't want to add this in earlier because I didn't want nasty blended pork in my sauce. So let's go ahead and stir that up. And then I'm going to throw my bay leaf in there and cover this and let it cook for about another 15 minutes. And while that's cooking, I'm going to get my cheese filling ready for my shells. So I'm going to go ahead and make my cheese filling. So the first ingredient you're going to be using is cottage cheese. You can use ricotta cheese if you want, but I find that cottage cheese is just easier to find and it's cheaper. So I'm going to be using about half this container. Hello, post-production Sierra here. So I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't make enough filling for my pasta shells. I actually had to double it. And this is for a pound of jumbo pasta shells. So that's going to be 24 ounces of cottage cheese or ricotta if you're being fancy. You're going to want a squeeze of lemon juice, 2 eggs, half a cup of Parmesan cheese, about a tablespoon of onion powder, half a tablespoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of oregano, a pinch of salt and pepper, and you should be good to go for your filling. Okay, now that you have this all mixed up and ready to go, I'm gonna go ahead and put it in a Ziploc bag. That's just so I can pipe it into the shells. If you want to, you can always use a spoon. 32-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, and that's just so I can nestle my shells in as they're getting piped. And I'm gonna top it with the meat sauce. So here's your little homemade piping bag. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and snip the corner. You want it to be large enough that the curds of the cottage cheese can come out. Just like for reference for you. And you can just do that and then nestle it in your bed of sauce. So if you want to use a spoon, you can do that too. It's totally fine. It's just harder to get into ones like this that a bag can get into a little bit easier. So your shells should look like this whenever you have stuffed them. Go ahead and put them all in there, and then you're gonna top them with a layer of mozzarella cheese. This is just by eye, but go ahead and just like thinly top this. And then I'll go ahead and top it with your sauce. Okay, now this next part is gonna sound like sacrilege. Okay, since the noodles are not cooked, I will actually add about a cup of water. It doesn't have to be a super exact measurement, but enough so that it looks like this, so the pasta noodles can absorb it. Top it with aluminum foil like that. And your oven's preheated to 400 degrees. Just put this in your oven. And once it's been in the hour, go ahead and pull it out. Take your foil off and add another layer of mozzarella and parmesan on top. And then you put it back into the oven for about 20 more minutes until most of the liquid has evaporated. And I'll show you what that looks like whenever it's done. Meanwhile, Anton is assisting me with the cleaning with my vacuum attachment. Thank you, sweetie. You're doing great.